Hello, all, and welcome to this hands on lab. In our lab today, we will learn how to create an IAM user group. But before we go ahead with its creation, I will provide a brief overview regarding the same. Let us begin this hands on lab with a brief overview regarding IAM user groups. A user group is a collection of IAM users. User groups are used to specify permissions for a collection of users. Now, this is pretty standard, right? And the same thing is true for AWS as well, or especially for an IAM user group. A user group can contain many users, and a user can belong to multiple user groups. So this is a important statement, right? Why? Because this basically tells us the relationship between user group and users. So you have a user group and you have user, and they have a many to many relationships, right? So that means that one user group can have many users and one user can be part of multiple user groups. User groups cannot be nested. That means they can only contain users and not other user groups. This is also important, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say you had a user group that had read-only permissions to S3, and then you were told to create another user group that should have had or that needs to have read-only permissions to S3, but also full access to EC2. Now, how would you go about creating this particular user group? Can you leverage the previous S3 read-only access user group? The answer to that question is no, right? So you will have to create a new user group that has full access to EC2 and also attach the policy that provides read-only access to S3 and then add the users to this particular group. So you cannot nest groups. That means it cannot have a parent-child relationship, or you cannot reuse the existing user groups. You have to create a new user group, and a user group can only contain users in it, right? So let's say you had a user group, then it would only have users in it. It cannot have another user group underneath it. So that is something that you should remember. So these two are important points. There is no default user group that automatically includes all users in the AWS account. Now, a lot of systems typically have a default user group, but there is nothing like that in AWS. Let's say if you wanted to have something like that, then you will have to create that user group and assign users to it. That means you have to go about selecting whatever each user you want to be part of that particular group. So there is no default user group. So these three are super critical statements. They can be asked as interview questions as well, like the scenario that I gave you earlier, right? Someone could ask you that as an interview question just to test your knowledge or your practical experience. Names of users, groups, roles, instance profiles must be unique within an account. And they are not distinguished by case. That means they are not case sensitive. So essentially, let's say you created a user group like this with this name. So this user group and this user group are the same. It's the same thing. The only difference between them is actually that one is in uppercase and the other one is in the lowercase, but they are not distinguished by case. So it still means the same. The number and size of IAM resources in an AWS account are limited. And if you want to know these limits and quotas, I would encourage that you visit this particular URL, and that has all the quotas. In fact, I believe I have the URL open right here. So this is the URL, and these are some of the default quotas that are adjustable in nature. But if you see groups in an AWS account, so by default, you can have 300 groups, but you can request an increase of quota, right, and go all the way up to 500. There are several other attributes that, you know, are non-adjustable, or for you cannot raise a request to increase its quota, right? This is all that you have, and those are mentioned right here at the bottom. These are some other IAM entities, right? Okay, so let's go back. So this was a brief overview, right? I mean, I hope that this was helpful. Now let's continue further ahead. Scenario for our lab today. You need to create an IAM user group with read-only access to S3 and DynamoDB, but with full access to EC2. So remember, you have three services in the picture over here. All the users as part of this user group will have read-only access to S3 and DynamoDB, but will have full access to EC2. Okay, so steps for our lab today. We will first create our user groups. So for that, we will go to IAM and then user groups. Click on create user group, provide a name, select users and permission policies. For this lab, remember we have to provide read-only access to S3 and DynamoDB. So we will be leveraging these two existing policies. Plus we have to provide full access to EC2. Hence we will leverage this particular existing EC2 policy. And then we will go ahead with our group creation. After a group has been created, we will test our user group, right? So how would we do that? We will log in with user credentials of one of the users who's part of our user group and check the access. This last note over here at the bottom is the key. You will only be able to create user groups if you have access or permissions to do the same. If you do not have access, and you'll not be able to create user groups. Okay, so either you'll have to request access. If you get, it's great. If not, you will have to have your own account, right, where you are the owner of the account and you can drive the creation of your user groups. So don't get disheartened if you're not able to create it. I have got a lot of feedback, a lot of requests around this that, hey, can you showcase certain basic features like creating user group roles? And hence I started creating this particular series. I always thought that this was very simple, but I understand the challenge a lot of people face, that they possibly do not have permission to create user group or roles. And if that's the case, then just follow along and you will basically learn how to create user groups, right? Okay, so let's move to our AWS console. So this is my console right here. I'm in IAM user groups and click on create group. So this is the page that you land on after you click on create group. And first what we'll have to do is we'll have to give a group name. So we will say we will create user group. You can give any name that you like. I'm just giving this name. Now you can select a couple of users. So I'm going to select temp user 1 and temp user. You can select whatever users you would like to be part of this particular group. Now we will go ahead and select a profile. So I'm going to start with S3 read only. So remember, we have to say S3 read only. So this is S3 read only. Now remove filter from S3, put DynamoDB read only access. So that is good. So we selected that. And we have EC2, and that is full access. So right there. So we selected three policies, right? You can see the number right there on the top that I'm highlighting. Now I wanted to showcase this to you, that you can attach up to 10 policies to this particular user group. All the users in this group will have permissions that are defined in the selected policies. So remember that it's up to 10 policies right here. So scroll down and click on create group. So your group has been created, right? And we have two users that are part of this particular group. And remember, we have attached three policies. So our group was created successfully. You can view the group by clicking either view group over here on the top or by clicking the link right there. So this is our user group. It has been created successfully. As you can see, you have two users over here, right there at the bottom. And these are the policies that have been attached to this particular user group. So now let us go ahead and log in leveraging credentials of one of these users and see if these permissions truly work. So I've logged in as one of the users, temp user, as you can see right here on the top right corner, right where my mouse is. And now we will see if this user has the right set of permissions as per defined in its user group. So let's go to S3. Remember, this user has read-only permissions for S3, so it should be able to go and look at the buckets, look at the contents of the buckets, but it should not be able to do anything else, right? So if you're trying to, let's say, delete a bucket or even delete an object or anything of that sort, that shouldn't be permissible. So let us try and delete this. You can see the deletion failed and reason is access is denied right there at the bottom. So at least the read-only part is working. The other permission that we gave to this particular user group was full access to EC2. That means this user should be able to launch EC2 instances, right? Even terminate them if that requires. So let's say I have one EC2 instance running, I believe. Let's check if I have one. So if I have full access, I should be able to terminate this instance. So let's go to instance state, terminate instance, and terminate it. So yes, I do have full access because I was successfully able to terminate the instance. At the same time, if I want to launch an instance, I should be able to do the same as well, right? So let's say configure details. Now it tells me over here that I do not have permissions to list instance profiles, which is fine. But I'm going to go ahead, next, next, select an existing user security group and launch, launch, select the key pair, launch instances. And my instance was launched successfully. So I can terminate and launch instances, but I only have read-only access to S3 and I believe to DynamoDB as well. So I hope that this particular hands-on lab and the overview was helpful. This is how you go about creating user groups. Please do remember the certain key important points that I highlighted during overview. They can potentially be asked as an interview question. Of course, nobody's going to ask you a direct question, or they may, but it would generally come to you as a scenario, right? Like let's say if you're creating multiple user groups, can you nest them? Or can your user group contain other user groups? Or what is the default user group that all AWS users come under, or something like that. You could be asked some of those questions during your interview. So, guys, that's it from me today. I will see you shortly in some other video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.